Greetings and good vibes, y'all. Welcome back to the Leon Block. I'm your guy, John Tell. Here joined with a guest tonight. That voice straight out of Akron, Ohio. Say what's up to the Leon Block to the viewers, y'all.
Hey people, great people, black people, all people. I love y'all people.
That's right. All power to the people, y'all. Yeah. We can do nothing but smile and show love when we connect. But even with that being said, there's always some kind of I didn't do that. There's always some kind of traumatizing or heavy event that brings us together and unites us, right? Right. Same pretense that you and I linked up. And what we're going to get into real quick tonight, right now, is another event that just took place. Cortez Rice, I guess, was just coming out of, he just touched down in Louisville, and this already took place. Dude, Bruce Sweeney was at let me grab the info real quick, was at an event in Louisville. It was a basketball tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And where's it at? He was at a basketball tournament, apparently. And this is a kid-friendly event. There was kids around. Apparently, there was a person who had a warrant for his arrest. Cops showed up on the scene. Apparently, the dude started running. You already know the narrative there. Police chased him. Boop, boop, boop. They tried to say there's apparently running the narrative that he had a gun and he opened fire on the police and he hit a police officer and that the police officer had a bulletproof vest on, that he was fine, apparently, whatever. But the thing is, we know what they say when it comes to guns, that they planted it, right? They planted the gun. They had to, or they just made up that narrative based off the fact that he had a cell phone. We all got motherfucking cell phones. He had a cell phone on him. That's not a crime. Having a warrant is not warrant for death. This was in broad daylight in front of kids.
Broad daylight.
Yeah,
he's
like
at the event with kids.
Yeah. You show up, you're police. You show up to a public place, an open public place, a park, and you open fire for everybody to see, right? So what we're going to do right here is go to, this was via the DJ Ray Ray on Twitter.
Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what the fuck, bro? No!
So, dude is, from what I'm gathering, he's a pretty powerful activist down there. And he is at some point said he's going to go live. I don't know if you could really see it right there, but the dude, I guess when he was running, he tripped and fell or something of another. Mm-hmm. And when he did, like, that's when they just boop, 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 boop. And from some of the other lives that I have shared on the Leon Block Independent Media page, Cortez Rice got on the scene a little bit after. It was like nighttime by the time he got there. Mm-hmm. But there's a whole crowd that forms. Like I said, it's a public place. It's an open park. So they got the cop car surrounding with the tape and everything. This dude right here, the Family Suit TV did the work and got the information. The dude, from what we are gathering, he is still currently at the hospital, alive. But I don't know why I can't find this shit. But still, nonetheless, we got to do the work and make sure that we put out the narrative. The people continue to let people know this is what happened, because this is, first of all, this is why I'm here. Independent media. We got to tell our stories. We got to talk about what's going on, because the media is always going to say, "Oh, the police said this, that, and the third." Well, we know the police lie.
Exactly.
Fucking shooting at him, cuz. Why the fuck is they shooting him, bro?
And they was telling the police, "Don't open fire." You know what I'm saying? Don't shoot. Like,
the fuck they shooting at him for, cuz? Bro, what the fuck y'all shooting at him for, bro? Out of me, bro. Breathe, bro. What if that was your son? If you had one daughter, one kid, you don't care because you're white. You don't know how it feels to be black. You don't. I go and tell the tattoos. I'm already a threat. You in it. Man, listen, bro. I've been doing this shit for 3 years, bro. I'm sick and tired of seeing this shit, bro. Y'all know who I am, bro. I'm sick and tired of, bro. Come on. I know you just got hurt. I know you just got hurt. You gotta talk to these people, bro. You gotta talk to these people, bro.
Shit crazy. So what the commenter Matthew Noter, one of our Leon Block correspondents, was saying that this happened at what's known as the Dirt Bowl down in Louisville, and
Wow.
the person who has been shot is at University Hospital right now. So we'll keep him in our prayers. But in the meantime, we got to continue to spread awareness about what's going on. This is open season, y'all.
It's open season, especially with this whole open carry thing now. That's going to be the narrative that's pushed, that when they're approaching people, they're going to automatically say that this person had a gun and that they felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
That's the narrative that they can go with now.
You know what? There's so many different angles to pick this apart at, right?
Yeah.
There was something that that Marsha has spoke on from Minneapolis in front of the Freedom Block, that the best thing we could have on us for protection legally is a gun. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm for guns, but at the same time, look at all these racist ass white motherfuckers, all these racist white men, young as hell with guns, killing us. And then on the other side, you got all these police, racist ass slave catchers, killing us.
I like that. Racist ass slave catchers. I like that. I like that.
I fully support anybody bearing arms as long as you're mentally stable and you have a reason to do so. I feel like you have to have a legitimate reason. And when it comes to our people, I feel like there's got to be, all right, so like in the civil rights era, we had layers of shit, right? And I'm not saying I have my bones to pick with the civil rights era because we gave up some stuff to be put where we are. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But there were some things that we did as far as like when it came to boycotting and little things that actually were effective. And when it comes to guns, I think that we need to have like a layered sense of buffers for ourselves. Like making sure that we have our own organizations, and I know there's organizations out there for Black gun owners. Do you know what I mean? But these kind of things need to be more across the board, more known, so that more Black people feel encouraged to go do it, and that they feel comfortable and safe going into these, getting a gun and owning it, and not feeling like the rest of the world is going to look at you like you some criminal automatically just because you have a gun and you're going to be Philando Castile type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think that there's importance to it. I'm gonna segue a little bit because again, that voice it's a pleasure to have you on here. When I first met you, the first time I laid eyes on you, I'm like, yo, I gotta have this woman on the Leon Block. She's a powerful voice, and she's gonna do some great things for her community. But you really do have a fucking voice, yo.
Thank you. That I lost. I still can't hardly speak. So if y'all hear me like coming in and out, oh my goodness, this has been a whole situation with me. But I'm gonna get it together. But I'm passionate about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm passionate, but I do gotta protect the voice. They don't call me that voice for just one reason. I do sing, but I'm that voice. I'm that voice to speak to the people. I'm that voice to give encouragement, to give knowledge and revelation. So, my voice is important.
Take care of that voice. Like, make sure you're eating some honey. Eat that raw honey. Drink some tea. Make sure you rest in that voice for real, because it's needed. You are powerful and you are needed. So take care of yourself, because no one else can for you. I want to make sure I say all that because it's important. I saw you from the jump and I was like, all right, she's going to be one of them people that carries her city. And one of the things I want to touch on real quick is, we had our own thing here where I'm at Lancaster, PA. I'm about 40 minutes, or about an hour west of Philly, right? So in 2020, we had George Floyd, and the whole country took to the streets. We had our own little movement here. Everybody had a movement. Everybody formed organizations and this, that, and the third, right? But in September of 2020, we had a young Dominican brother who is bipolar, who was schizophrenic. He was known to walk through the neighborhood talking to himself. He would get jumped all the time, right? So one time he had got jumped, he started to carry a knife on him because he had to protect himself. You know what I mean? He didn't have friends. He didn't have nobody but his family. All right. And the one night they jumped him, he got arrested because the people who jumped him said that it was him who attacked them. Wow. So he got put on house arrest. Right. So, being under house arrest for so long, already having these mental issues and being isolated, like he was hitting the fan. He had a mental episode. His family called for mental health crisis to show up, not police. They specifically asked for police not to show up. Right. Of course, police showed up. Now, one of the police officers that he already had prior dealings with was one of the police officers that showed up alone. No backup. He hopped out the car. No backup. Just impulsive. Right. Where he at? Where he at? Well, his name's Ricardo Munoz. He was downstairs in the basement. Look him up, mind you. It's all over. He was in the basement. He heard the cop, impulsively came up. He had a knife on him. As soon as he came outside, the officer saw the knife, popped 4 shots at him. The second one killed him. He was dead on the scene. So, we all, everybody, we came out. We took to the streets. They tried to say we rioted, tear gas, rubber bullets, the whole nine. The whole, the nation, the world descended upon Lancaster.
I never heard this story. Wow.
National Guard came out. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, they like, me and people's protested. They rounded us up like we was like kidnapped us, like was boxing niggas in vans and pulling off like it was nothing, and charged people with $1 million bails. Wow. $1 million bails. Yes, $1 million bails. And the thing was, like, what did we do? We did nothing wrong, but took to the streets protesting over a murder that was not justified, but they smeared it and said it was justified. The family tried to file a wrongful death suit. That didn't go over. So it's just...
And it should have, because y'all knew this man had mental history. So they asked y'all to come a certain way, but y'all decided to come the way y'all wanted to come to approach this young man.
But the thing was, like... It is messed up. And the thing was, like, they also co-opted the whole movement. So I took off to protect myself, to make sure that I can come back and stand the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I did that. But when I came back, like, there's no movement here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm continuing to have a voice. I'm continuing to stand up for my state, because a month later in October, same situation happened to a black brother in Philly, which is an hour away from me. So I took to the streets there. I went straight to Philly, and that was even worse because, Philly's a big city. Where I'm at is 60,000 people. Philly, that's 2.5 million people, and mostly black. Philly's one of the biggest black population cities in the country. You feel me? So you already know, like, niggas was out, took to the streets. Like, it was crazy, the shit that I witnessed out there, and I was out there for days, right? So, like, the same thing happened with Walter Wallace. He had a mental health episode. And his mother called for, crisis to come to help, not police. Police showed up, and boop, 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 boop. And both these incidents were caught on camera the same, like, months later after George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And these are the reasons why I stand up, especially when it comes to mental health and black men, because I myself deal with mental health issues, PTSD, bipolar disorder too, anxiety, depression, like, and I go through it all myself. Yeah, for real. I say everything happens for a reason, but that's also another thing that connects our people. You know what I'm saying? Are the ailments that we deal with when it comes to mental health, and those are byproducts of the issues that we deal with in our community on a regular basis. They like to point to us and say that, like, we're fat and we're diseased and we got high blood pressure and diabetes because of the food we eat. Nah, it's because we're fucking sick from racism and sick from this racist society. We're tired. And when you're tired, it affects you. When you're in a fight or flight response for your whole entire life, it's gonna affect your mental health. It's gonna affect your psyche. It's gonna affect the way that you respond to situations. When you're upset and you're heightened, you're always upset and you're heightened no matter what the situation is, and you're just upset about everything. Ask me why I'm upset about everything. Don't just sit there and judge and say, oh, he's an asshole. Oh, he's a fucked up person.
Right.
Why? Why am I that way? Don't just point to us as people and say that we're criminals or say that we're fucked up peoples or we don't deserve. No, like lately I've been hearing some fucked up shit. Pennsylvania is a pretty racist state. And I see a lot of, like, we right next door, and I see a lot of similarities between Ohio and Pennsylvania when it comes to our laws, when it comes to our politicians, whether it was local or state. Yeah, like it's racist as fuck, and we got a lot of different smaller cities that's full of black and brown and poor people, and that don't have much. And then you got these wide spaces of racist ass people, and they trying to hold on to what they have. And you know what?
We gotta break that system down.
For real.
We gotta break it down, you know.
Now, go ahead, because I was about to say, I'm done talking. I just wanted to give.
I mean, we just gotta break the system down, but that's why mental health is so important.
Yes.
You know, because your mindset is the strongest thing that you can have. That's the strongest weapon you can have. And once you lose your mindset, you lose everything. You no longer have that fight. You no longer have anything. You know what I'm saying? And we as Black people, like you said, we're reaching that point of just so freaking tired of being ridiculed, so freaking tired of being on that ground like George Floyd. We can't breathe because they constantly got us in a chokehold. Constantly. It's an everyday battle to wake up and be Black in America. You know, and I remember when we went to protest down at the Summit County Jail last week, and when they came in and they had the tear gas, I got lost from some people. So I'm in the back and I'm in the guy's car and I'm waiting for him, but I see SWAT coming towards me. So I'm like, something like, get out the car, then you gotta move and you gotta move quick. So I bend the corner and I'm running. But the whole time I'm running, my mind is just like going crazy, spazzing out. Like, if I run, they gonna kill me. If I keep running and they see me, they gonna kill me. So I seen a car bend a corner and I'm flagging down and waving down for help. So I get in that car and they threw tear gas. But at that moment, I just began to cry out, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't, it was like a scene from a movie. I felt like I was in a movie. And I'm crying. And I said something, but the white young lady, she said, don't you ever apologize. She's like, because I would never know how it feel to be you. Don't you ever apologize. She said, this has got to end. This has got to end.
We have nothing to apologize for. And it's so hard sometimes to get out of that, to jump out of that and jump into being unapologetic, because we over generations at this point have been bred and programmed to not just be submissive, but it's a subliminal thing in our minds that we don't really think anything of, because it's in every fabric of our society and our being, and especially our hoods, our red line communities that they've created and put us into like cows in a pen. You know what I'm saying? It's embedded in our culture. What I wanted to touch on real quick is, like, it's important to have these connections such as this, because the more that we speak on our shared connection and our shared stories, the more that we realize how the same that we are. You spoke on when you would talk about that, how it felt like a movie and how you cried out. And sis, I felt the same way. Like, I felt the same way. And this shit will affect you in more ways going forward. Don't let that stop you. Let that be your fuel. Let that be the energy to help keep you going. For real.
It's to the point I'm getting threats in my DM.
You'll
get. And I'm just like, you know what?
Laugh it off.
At first it kind of spooked me, but then I'm like, I'm not about to be scared. You know, I'm not about to just not be out here every day because they feel the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? And my family was a little concerned, like, dang, like, be careful, you out here, anything can happen to you, especially, you like on the front line with this, and they like, we just want to make sure you safe. My kids every
Yeah.
day, constantly checking on me, and like, you going out, back out to protest, you going back out, mommy, da 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 da. But I just feel passionate. And
Yeah.
I feel like this was my time. This was my time to be out here. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be obedient because God was like, now. I've
Oh,
always had the passion to do this. I do a lot of different
give me
work with
chills.
organizations and different things with women empowerment. But God was like, this is your time now to do this. This ain't you jumping on no wave.
For
You're in
real.
it for the long haul.
For
And
real.
this is your first assignment. You know what I'm
You
saying?
heard, yes, you heard your calling and you understood the assignment. And
Come
I
on.
don't even have to ask you if that was the case. I know that was the case because that was the same thing for me. And listening to you say that, I know that was the case for you. The thing is, I hear all the time, excuse me, people will say, be safe. Like you really going out to Akron? You going, yes, I'm going. Why
Right.
ain't you going?
Right.
I'm not going to sit there and be mad at other people because I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I do. However, because I understand and I don't see you coming out, be there in spirit and let
Right.
me be there for you. Let me be
Right.
the voice for you. And if that's the case, pray for me. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm going everywhere I can see fit to be. Anywhere I feel called, I'm gonna go.
Right.
And love, I encourage you for real. Yes, Matt. Yes. I encourage you to please just heed my words and pay attention to that because it is important. The encouragement is what I'm speaking to is important for
Hey,
us
Matthew.
to what up, what up? I think it's important to have these bonding moments and encourage one another. Not only that, but like I said, like the movement's kind of been lost here. And I
Yeah.
don't want that to happen in Akron. I want to continue to see people connecting and standing solid. Like I said, I'm gonna be back out there.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I want to know like 3 months, 6 months from now, there's still a solid shit holding it down that people still coming in and out of the freedom block and
Man,
down
we about to
resources.
get some stuff moving.
Speaking of, tell me about Freedom Block real quick.
Well, so I've been off the scene for like a day or two.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, that mental, I needed a mental break.
Yes.
But they still, the torch is lit. They out there every day. Every day we constantly got people inboxing me. Hey, we got donations. We want to feed y'all. We want to, we ain't out there with y'all, but we here. And they did an amazing press conference yesterday. Took it to the
Word.
streets yesterday again and showed up and showed out. The crowd they're coming. People are starting to hear the sound, so now people are coming. But I honestly feel like people were scared in the beginning how APD was treating us,
Hmm.
while we were protesting. They was like, I don't think I want to do all that. I don't think I want
Yeah.
to go through all that. But
Yeah.
it took other leaders to come together from everywhere. Like I said, we had activist pressure. It took him being an awesome and amazing leader to sacrifice his manhood for us. The
Talk
whole
about
world
it.
watched this man get brutalized by the police.
And sometimes that's what it takes.
You know what I'm saying? Cortez, Bianca, Jacob Blake Sr., all these
Yes.
awesome, amazing leaders
Yes.
came to stand on the front line with us. They could have said, hey, that's in your own backyard.
For real.
Whether they do this on a daily or not, they could, because you got some leaders, I'm going to keep it, they pick and choose.
Talk about it.
Right?
Talk about it.
They pick and choose. So I give homage to them. You know what I'm saying? I am honored and I appreciate them for standing on the front line because I honestly think if they wasn't here, Akron would have lost the momentum.
I
I
agree.
honestly kind of
I
think
agree.
we would have lost the momentum because just the way we were being handled. We had so many people come from Delaware, Michigan,
Let me say
Louisville.
this. Let me say this because I have a connection. All right, so last year I went to when Dante Wright happened. It was Dante Wright, Adam Toledo in Ohio, in Chicago, and then it was Micaiah Bryant in Columbus. And I was like, yo, I need to get the fuck out there right now. And I did, but I stopped at Columbus first. And when I stopped in Columbus, my homegirl Heather, shout out to Heather Johnson out there doing the work. She put me on, and one of the things she talked about was Columbus and Akron and Cleveland, and just how fucked up the cops are there. So I already had some kind of understanding and word to what individuals such as yourself was dealing with out there. They question. Matt said, who are the pastors that the mayor keeps talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's talking about the families. Oh, okay. This is what he's talking about. Okay, because I was going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So in the midst of the whole Jailer Walker execution, a young girl was shot leaving out of the movie theater.
Right.
So I got people inboxing me like, we need to, handle that. And we are, because that's what community look like. We don't want to lose Jalen's narrative, but we also don't want to lose the whole narrative of Black people losing their lives, whether it's violence upon us against each other or by the police, racism. We got a fight, and it's huge. You understand what I'm saying? So he's saying that the pastors got together and they were praying or something about the young lady that lost her life. I don't know the whole story of that. I'm looking into some things, trying to check things out. Who was she with? Was she on a date? What happened? I really don't know the whole story. So that's why I haven't spoke upon it yet. I got to have facts before I get to speaking about anything.
Agreed.
But they're saying that her story is getting pushed to the side because of this whole big situation with Jalen.
You know what I think? I think this is my feeling, right? I'm going off of my feeling right now, but I feel that this incident is being utilized as a scapegoat to gaslight the community into saying, shame on you for protesting and standing up for yourselves over one of your own's execution. How dare you? Because you all do this all the time. No, we're not having that narrative.
And my narrative, this is my words, though. And it is no disrespect. But how dare you? Yeah. How dare you? Because we still want to know who are the police that executed Jalen Walker. And it's not that we don't care about what happened to this young lady, because we're gonna get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still haven't finished the first assignment.
Talk about it.
Jalen Walker, you still haven't truly talked to the people, mayor of Akron, about Jalen Walker. Now you want to move on to another project? You got ADHD? Make it make sense to me.
Talk about it. Did you see that press conference that they did? I had to shut it off for a second. Yeah, make it make sense, yo. Yo, really quick, I'm gonna let you take a break. We got about 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a break real quick. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna talk more about the mayor and the shooting incident in relation to Jalen Walker. All right.
Stay tuned. I'll be back, people.
To us about looting. The looters. America has looted Black people. America looted the Native Americans when. Prayed, and I'm like, God, no matter what it is, give me.
Black Lives Matter all day, every day.
All day, every day.
What up, y'all? Greetings and good vibes. Back here again with that voice, straight out of Akron, Ohio. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. Welcome back. That voice. I just. Now the thing is, when it comes to this narrative that's being spun, right? This is nothing new. I feel like, and this is. Sometimes you always got to sit and wonder and be like, did they do this? Did they plan this? Is this something that they took part in? And I'm not actually, you know what? I am suggesting. I'm always suggesting because this is not no coincidence. And what I mean by that is like they'll take shit that does already happen and point that out for their own benefit. You feel me? But then I also feel like there are situations that happen that they strategically organize.
Yes, yes. Come on, talk about it.
This specific situation, I'm still very skeptical on, and because their facts are still grainy, like you said, I want to know all the facts before I really go in speaking about things. But one thing we can definitely speak to, shit is funny. It's just something don't smell right.
It just don't smell right because he's so involved with this situation, but you ain't involved with this situation.
That part. Where was you at then?
You showing us some compassion and sympathy to this situation, but you ain't showing us none of this.
Even that little compassion that you say is shown was fake.
Right. Because the compassion that I seen in the first press conference when this happened, they did that press conference that Sunday and they released the video footage. He acted like he was so traumatized. But then you shift and show the people of the community that you didn't have that compassion that you were showing that day in that press conference that day. I literally watched it. He acted like he was like devastated that this happened.
Right.
And that he had to sit up here and have this conversation. But then you showed the people by how you allow APD to handle us through this whole peaceful protest that the community was availing to do.
Talk about it.
Come on. You just not gonna push that narrative down to me because I watch everything and I pay attention to everything. And I just can't get with this motive that he's on right now. I can't get with it.
And I think it's important for people to pay attention and heed your words because we have to really keep our eyes peeled, keep your head on a swivel, and pay attention to the narrative that the mainstream media puts out. All these little news stations that come swarming in to get your word real quick, pay attention to the words that they put out on the media for the rest of the world to see. Pay attention. It's important. When they do these press conferences, pay attention to the words that they say. Pay attention to their statements. Mind you, it's important that entities such as the Freedom Bloc and Serve the People Akron, that the statements that they put out, we're highlighting and putting up for the world to see. That is what we need to be paying attention to. I'm sorry to get a little, but real quick, because there are things that y'all could be doing right here. If you feel like you can't take to the streets, but you're really upset, you feel like you got to do something. You know what? There is something you can motherfucking do. There's petitions here you can sign. Justice for Jalen Walker, Dan Horrigan, Mayor of Akron. There's numbers you can hit up. You can email these motherfuckers. All right? There's things you can do. There's signatures that you could put up. Mind you, I signed some myself. There's 2 different petitions that you can sign that have been posted to the Leon Block Independent Media's Facebook page. There is a let me find, because I did post, maybe I posted them to my Facebook page. 1 second. One here. This is a statement from the organizers of Akron. You can check that out. How to support the Akron master document. So right there is, I'm gonna just go to it and show y'all. Boom. I ain't got no excuses. All right. So here you can sign two different petitions for Jalen Walker. And then you can also join the Jalen Walker email campaign. You can read the July 6th press statement. And look, all this information here at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
All right? No excuses. If there's some kind of way that you want to contribute and you feel like you can't get boots on the ground, you feel like you're scared, okay. That's, to me, I get it. That is valid.
Yeah.
However, there are things you could do from the fingertips of your motherfucking phone. You want to scroll through Twitter and make a TikTok, you can take 5 seconds to sign a petition.
Come on.
It's autofill option on there, which makes it even easier. I just had to stop real quick and look at all these photos because we just had to add a whole bunch more. You know what I'm saying? And we're lucky enough to have Jacob Blake still with us. We're lucky enough that this brother that just got gunned down today is still clinging to life, but we don't know what's going to happen. And from what I'm hearing, it was a bunch of shots. It wasn't just one. Yeah. It's real out here.
It's
Again,
real.
like you said, it's open season.
Open season.
For you in Akron, what would you 3 things that you feel like you need, not just from our people in our community, but just everyone when it comes to Akron, what you need help with, what you want?
I need our kings to stand up. I need our kings to stop having this identity crisis. You are not a thug. You are not a gangster.
Woo!
The real thugs and gangsters are the ones that are causing real chaos and mayhem in this world.
Ones with the blue line, that's right.
You are not a thug. You are not a gangster. Start shifting your mindset. Start acting like a king. Start doing things that a king does to protect his castle, which is the people, your children, your family, your community.
Bloodline.
That's what we need to see first. Second, to begin to start to tear down London Bridge. It's falling.
Ooh.
America is falling.
Ooh.
It's falling. But it takes leaders and it takes us to get systems in play, as well as the systems that they have in play. They have a system. It takes us to get these things in play to keep tearing it down because it's falling. America is exposed. They have been being exposed.
Yes.
You know. And thirdly, for us to not lose hope. Not lose hope. Continue to want to fight for our rights. Continue to want to see our communities being restructured and rebuilt the right way.
So, to people, not even just in your hood, but in hoods all over the country that don't have any, that don't choose to, that people that's not waking up yet, right? People that don't have any care about what's going on. What is your words to these people and your hopes for waking these people up? Or what would you say to people of why it's important to not just get boots on the ground, but be involved in some kind of way?
First of all, understand what it means to be woke. It ain't about just holding some crystals in your hand and burning some sage.
Talk about it.
That ain't what it's about.
Talk about it.
It's about shifting your mindset. It's about having knowledge and revelation. That's what it means to truly be woke, to truly be righteous. We ain't talking about this regurgitated religion that they done gave us. We ain't talking about sitting on your phone, strolling and watching reality TV. That is not reality. Reality is happening, and it's happening rapidly. Look at what's going on around you. That's what it means to be woke.
Yep. Whew.
When truth hits the floor, you can respond like, and what you gonna do? That's what it means to be woke. When the truth hit the fan, How are you going to respond? That's what it means to be woke. I know that's what it means to be woke to me. That's my definition.
Yo, you're a powerful individual. You're going to do some things. You're going to do some beautiful things, for real. The city of Akron needs you, but also the greater Black diaspora. So please take care of yourself. You are now a friend to the Leon Block. You are always welcome on the show. Anytime you got something, yes, Matt, for real, Queen. Anytime you are welcome on the show. Anything you got to spit, anything you want to put out into the greater sphere, you are welcome. DM me, say, yo, this got to be put on blast. Like, can we talk about this? And for me, like, I just had a woman on the show, beautiful queen on the show, a few days before I headed out for Akron. It was maybe like the day before. I don't know. Things run together. But woman out of Chester, PA. I don't know if you know about Chester, but Chester is known for just being. It's all right. So it's one of the most heavily industrial cities in the country. Like it's nothing but factories, and it's high cancer rates. It's literally like right outside of Philly, and it's been like this since the beginning of time. And they just keep fighting. But we were talking about everything going on with the reproductive rights and the abortion, Roe v. Wade and everything, and how it's led by mostly white women. Where was y'all this whole time when slave masters was raping our women and breeding them to continue the slave lines, but then also using them for breast milk for their own kids?
Come on.
Where was y'all then? Where was y'all when we had doulas and y'all got rid of that for white men to take over gynecology and use capitalism to take over and extract money out of our communities even further? Where was y'all when all this whole time Black women, Black people in general are not listened to when it comes to doctors, and it's why we have a distrust in healthcare to begin with? Where was y'all that whole time? Where was y'all in 2020 for Black Lives? Because y'all said y'all was there. Y'all would post little black squares on as y'all profile pictures. But then what happened in 2021? Because ain't nothing changed. But where was y'all then? Y'all want to come out when y'all lines are on the line. But our lines, we never had rights. And so she was speaking from a Black woman's perspective on the whole matter. And it got deep. It got pretty deep. Like I
gotta see that.
Yo, for real. I'll send you a link.
That power.
Sis went off. She went off. And I let her go for like a good 10, 15 minutes. I had to cut her off because it was the end of the jump. But my point is that anytime you have a truth that you need to get out, you got an itch you can't scratch, and it just needs you feel like it's for the greater audience, hit me up. You got other people that had the same feeling, tell them hit me up. That's what this is about. That's what the Leon Block is about. Independent media. That's what we need to be about, because the mainstream media is not going to put that narrative out. You see, they came to Freedom Block and they all had shit to say. And what she put her mic down. The cameraman's walking all around. He even got his camera out. They wasn't there to really listen to the truth. They didn't care about the truth. I kept my shit on live the whole time. You and me, we stayed right next to each other. Had that shit on blast the whole time. That is media. That is news. Yeah. And the more that we keep doing it, the more that our fellow people in the hood will feel empowered to do the same. I don't care about the likes. I care that it's out in the universe. Somebody will see it at some point. That's all that matters to me.
Exactly.
So, yo, I'm about to hop off of here, but if
I appreciate you, King. I can't wait to see you in a few days.
For real, yeah. We're gonna link up. We're gonna talk some more. I want to get like a little in-person interview with you. But before we hop off of here, is there any last things you want to say to people watching? Any viewers that you want to ask about Akron, or any ways that they can follow you, link with you, connect with you, and ask you questions yourself directly?
I'm on Facebook, Danielle Taylor, that voice. I just want y'all to understand, like you said, it's important that the narrative does not get misconstrued. That we continue to be out here holding the torch up, because like I said on my interview, I don't know who it was with, some news station, but I said the world is watching APD right now. Like when they did what they did to activist pressure, the green light really wouldn't go. It wouldn't go because the world said, "Oh, enough is enough. This is out of control." They done assassinated this young man, and now they're brutalizing protesters the way that they're doing it. You know. So at the end of the day, we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue. We're not giving up. Like I say all the time, I love each and every one of y'all. If you ain't got the boots down on the ground, like my boy just said, there's other ways that you can be a voice. You don't always have to be in the front line. So take the initiative to stand up and don't fall for anything.
That's right. That's right. Like she said, there's resources out there too. You got the Freedom Block right here. You've got Serve the People Akron. If you need, if you can't get boots on the ground and you want to help in some way, and you also want to be informed, make sure you inform yourself. There's resources out there. You could just Google. You could search. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real, shout out to you, Queen. It is a blessing and it is a pleasure for blessing us with your presence. I really appreciate it. Again, shout out to Akron, justice for Jalen Walker, all power to the people, for real. All right, y'all. As always, as I always say, make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. I'm John Tell, and we have been joined by That Voice. Make sure y'all have a good one. Just stay tuned with me real quick, That Voice, and I'll be right with you, all right?